Check, make sure your mic's green real quick. Yep. Dude, you hear that? You hear
That's
that,
a bird. Yeah,
no,
that's a bird.
that's a cicada. That's a new cicada sound, bro. It just dropped.
How you know?
Hey, shake my hand, bro. Pleasure to have you here, Israel. Appreciate you coming.
Yes, sir.
Coming out to the hidey hole.
I guess.
This is governed in the middle of the woods.
So, why are we here today, Dalton?
Just want to talk to you.
All right.
You seem like an interesting individual to talk to.
That's what a lot of people say about me.
Why do they say that?
Well, because I make good conversation and people find me quite funny. You know, I'm like quite popular for my age and grade. So,
No,
I'm not.
I'm just fine. I agree. But something I would have said this morning if we were doing this morning, because you were going to get up at 5 a.m. I was kind of surprised that you would get up that early. Holy crap!
What were you gonna surprise me with?
No, I was gonna say like,
Oh,
I was surprised you were getting up that early because like even people at my age, they don't even want to get up that early.
yeah. I usually get up that early, or I stay up till that early, and then I jog to the high school if I don't have a ride for practice. But it's a good source of cardio. It's whatever.
What's your brother doing? Why don't he take you?
Are you recording?
Okay, maybe I'll cut that part out. My bad.
I would say he doesn't do it because he's like working a lot, and he's been like having like a lot of college visits to Greenville and stuff like that. So
I got you.
it's whatever. And then both my parents get up. They like leave at like 4 a.m. for work, or like 5 or 6. I don't remember.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Why do you stay up so late at night? Like, why can't you sleep?
I don't know. It's like my brain like just like won't let me sleep until I'm like absolutely like dead tired. I think it's because I just like think a lot, and my brain is just like, trying to like process or think about other things while I'm trying to go to sleep, which like prohibits me from going to sleep.
I think like nonstop too, for real, but I don't know. It takes me like probably like laying in my bed like 20 minutes just to fall asleep. Unless I'm hot. If I'm hot, it's taking me like an hour.
Yeah. Dude, no one likes going to sleep hot.
No, it doesn't work.
Phew, man.
No, but like, did you always just get up this early or like?
Well, for school, yeah. For school, wake up and take showers, or like just wake up and get myself ready. That's usually the time I get up for school.
Yeah, but did you ever like? Were you ever like everybody else, where you just like sleep in till noon and like play video games all day and stuff?
I would say
like at your age, bro. No way was I getting up at 5 a.m. unless my parents like absolutely made me.
Well,
there's no way I was getting up.
I was doing it last year too. I did it like a couple times for football. I did it for track before. But I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. I don't care. I really don't care as long as I have my s'mores Pop-Tart. But
I miss that. That used to be my favorite too.
S'mores one.
But do you know the one? I think it's like Very Berry. You know the one?
No,
like
that's so bad, bro.
Dude, that's literally the best. That's
so gross.
Bro. That's the one I would always have.
That's disgusting. I don't think we can be friends after that.
No, I would say s'mores are more gross than that, bro.
What? S'mores is probably the best tasting one there.
It's pretty good, but like I don't think it's that much comparable to the Very Berry.
All right, you have your opinion.
All right,
you have your opinion.
Agree to disagree.
No, but okay. So I guess so.
Tell me about like. Did you always go to Triad your whole life?
No, I didn't actually. I was born and raised in Glen Carbon, Illinois. I lived down there for a while. I would say probably about a couple years. And then, oh my God, there's a lot of mosquitoes.
I know, bro. I'm sorry. It's low-key like that.
Continue. Dude, why are they everywhere?
What?
The mosquitoes.
Ignore them, bro.
Oh, yeah,
what
but
you're saying.
I lived in Glen Carbon for a while. I want to say about 3 to 4 years, maybe. And then I moved down to Everettsville for about, I think, 2 or 3 years still. And I was doing homeschool. And then I came down to Troy for my second grade year, and I just been here ever since.
I got you.
So yeah, so I've kind of moved around. I kind of moved around.
Yeah, but still staying in like same core area,
Yeah,
low key.
same, still in Illinois.
Yeah.
Still in Illinois. Man,
Yeah, I Illinois is something. I tried. You know, I was actually like, we probably would have never met if I would have got my way. I almost had. Just pull your hair out, bro.
I pulled a massive curl out.
Holy. I almost like had my parents convinced to move like when I was at the end of my sophomore year, actually.
Where you gonna move to?
Arkansas.
I mean, but you're moving to Arkansas though.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know. I was kind of done with school, like everybody at school. I just wanted to get away. Dude, I don't know why they're so bad. That's what sucks about like being outside sometimes, but like this, I like doing these outside because like every podcast does their thing in the same boring studio every time. Like I like going outside, going to different
It's
spots
much
every time.
better.
For real. And like eventually like I gotta do one like the freaking mountains or something and just like
That'd be pretty cool.
do one on the beach, just keep moving them around to like random like that look could be
You
cool.
can make like a compilation of like all like of the different places and like environments.
Yeah, just like a picture of like just like talking and stuff and like just from each one that look could be cool.
But what's it called? How do you feel about moving to Arkansas, knowing that you're like leaving all your friends down here?
I mean, I'm really close to my family down there and I'm excited to be around them a lot more. And I mean, just in the past few years, I've, I mean, I used to have like this one group of friends I'd stick to, but now I kind of like got away from them more, and I'm not as close to them anymore. I don't know. I feel like I don't really have that many people down here that I'm like super like close, like buddy buddy with. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like I kind of like lost that connection I used to have with like everybody down here. Like I'm not super like close to that many people down here anymore. I've been wanting to get away from for a while. I feel like just the environment like bothers me. Getting out of school has helped a lot. Like my mood is definitely like feels a lot better.
that's good.
Like just going to school around the same people like all the time that I've been wanting to get away from for like a while. It just sucks, bro. It's mind numbing and it's terrible. And to finally get away from them when I've been wanting to for such a long time, like it's great. And no, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that I like here, but I mean, everybody's just a flight away. I have family all over the country that I visit all the time, so what difference does it make?
Um, you know, I kind of feel you on that, especially when you said that your move improved whenever you were out of school. You're not around all the drama. You don't gotta like
Everybody
worry
being
about textbooks or tests.
like I was saying with Gavin on the last podcast, like I'm away from everybody being so negative, like at school. Like I wake up in the day super happy and like energetic, and then you get to school, everybody just on their phone and like, oh, it's Monday, everything. Like, bro, get away from me. It just like sucks, and it just brings you down too when you're around those people. That and like moving, it just gives me like another like restart.
To meet new people.
Yeah, meet new people, just like fresh environment, that type of thing.
Um,
What it you've been kind of like I don't know if you want to talk about this or not, but like you've been kind of on the verge like to move too,
oh
thinking.
yeah, my parents want to move.
I know you told me like
The reason
privately
why,
why, but
yeah.
like do you want to talk about kind of like what you've been dealing with and why you kind of like want to get away too from people?
Um, don't get me wrong. We have like great people, like such as like teachers and coaches, but
Hmm.
like otherwise, such as like students and kids and stuff like that, I wouldn't say we have the best because like there's not that many black people who attend or live in Troy or Triad, and um that I feel is like one big problem, and then you know I feel as if like it's gonna happen because of like where we live. Like we live out in the country, basically.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, St. Louis is right there, but like
I mean,
most of
yeah,
like this isn't in a racist thing, but like most of the black people are like there, and like there's not as many out in like the suburbs here, like out in the
yeah.
country.
I mean, it's whatever. Some people go down there for better sports. Some people go down there because it'd be easier to like live in a house and be cheaper, stuff like that.
I mean, part of it's a historical thing, like the I don't know what history class you've taken yet, but like suburbanation, where like a
Yeah.
lot of them moved from the south to like northern cities, and now it's just like their whole families lived there for years, so there's still just people there from that.
I mean, that still doesn't give you an excuse to treat people bad, such
No,
as
I'm not.
especially
I'm
colored
not saying
people.
that. I'm just saying that's why I feel like there's a lot of them in
Yeah.
cities. That's what I think.
Um, you're definitely right on that part. But at the end of the day, we're still people. I don't remember, but I remember watching a video, and this guy was like, he said, "You're not white." He said, "This is white," and he picked up a piece of paper. He said, "You're not white." He said, "So why do you feel privileged?" And she's like, "Oh well, because white supremacy." And I feel, and I was like, because I don't really know what that means, but like that's apparently like what she said. And the guy was like, "Oh," he's like, "So you feel like this because of white supremacy?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And mind you, this is a white guy, and he's like, "You're not white." He said, "You're tan." He said, "You're peach color." He said, "If you want to be as counted as white," he said, "you got to be this color." He said, he said technically, he said, "You have no right to say that. You have white rights." And she's like, "Well, how do you figure that?" He said, "I just told you, you're not the color white." And then he said, "He's brown, she's black, and you're peach, and that's white." But
That's true, but I feel like at the same time, like there shouldn't be any. It doesn't matter what. Like you shouldn't. There shouldn't even if you are like white paper, bro. Like there shouldn't be any special treatment
there
for
shouldn't
like
be any special
because we're all
treatment
created equal in the eyes of God.
because if you think about it, like for example, like I can be like, "Oh, I'm only better than you at this sport because I'm black." No, that's not a fact. Only way that I can say that is based off of stats. If me and you are to go toe to toe, like for example, you're a distance person, I'm a sprinter. I expect you to beat me at distance because why?
I mean, I
And the reason
ran
is because
distance
you
for
trained for
years.
it,
Exactly.
and you worked for it, and you worked hard.
And you'd beat me in sprinting because you trained for that.
And I beat you in jumping too, not because I'm black, but because I put in the work and time for it. I did plyometrics. I did all my other things. I listened to my coaches. So I would expect myself to beat you.
Yeah.
But like I feel as if there's no white rights, there's no black dominant or he can only jump because he's black. There's none of that. You in reality you get what you get based off genetics. In reality. You
And the
get
work you put in.
exactly.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There is like for certain people there are some advantages from their genetics, but
Yeah,
it
most
still is
definitely.
based also on like what work you put in to get that. Because like even if like you have some advantage in like sprinting or something like that, if you like sit around the house play video games all day and you never discover that, then like what advantage does it have? You know?
Exactly. And then like for example, kind of like what you just said, if I sat in the house and played video games all day and you were like, "Hey, let's race," and someone's like, "Oh, he's most likely going to beat you because he's black." No, you most likely would definitely you would most likely beat me
Yeah.
because I'd be a couch potato. Like I mean, I hope and pray that you beat me if I was a couch potato.
Yeah, for real, bro. If I don't, that's embarrassing.
But but back to the race thing. There's no white rights. There's no black things. I feel as if we're all human. We're all the same race. In reality, we all are the same race. There is no black race, no white race. There's only a human race,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that should be the only race that counts or people should see. And I know some people who don't see color; they just see people. They just see people who they are, and those people in life, they're gonna be great people. Whenever it comes to being successful in life, for like jobs, helping out people, and even like other and greater things, and those people are definitely going to do bigger and better things in life.
For sure.
Like kind of like you, for example. Like, I mean, me and you are right now. I mean, we're having this podcast or this talk, and think about it right now. You know, you're white, I'm black. You know, you don't see color. I mean, I
I
hope and
mean,
pray you don't.
bro, like we don't live in 1865 anymore.
Yeah, we're
Like
segregation.
even if we did, like still like.
Thank God we don't live in those times.
No,
But
but something I want to talk about is like something I experienced, and I don't mean this in any like bad way at all, but like even on the opposite end of the spectrum, like not white people being racist to black people, but like the other way around. Like I feel like sometimes like people like look at me as white and they just like assume I'm racist. You know what I mean?
well,
Have you ever had that like no heard about that?
no, not really. Like, so I feel the only reason why I really say that people can really assume or put a title on you without getting to know you is because of what they've experienced, seen, or heard, or have
Yeah,
gone through. Like, for example, like if I came from a really, 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 and I'm not saying this is like actually happening. This is just a figure of speech. This is not real. We're just imagining it. Let's say I came from like a really racist town, right? And all they did was say racial things or hurt me in a hurtful way, right? And I came down here and I met you, and I say, oh, I bet he's racist.
yeah, because you've seen other white people be mean to you, so you're gonna automatically think that they're gonna be mean
Exactly.
to you. But I also feel like that works the same way on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like I feel like some white people are also scared of black people because like maybe when they were younger they had some experience that freaked them out. And it's not fair to anybody that should be like that, but there's definitely some subconscious things to people that make people that way.
I mean, most definitely.
And I
Most definitely.
I feel like there's also a big push in the news and all that, like we want equality, but some people just like push it to the complete opposite end of the spectrum where they want like dominance and like I was saying, like people like assume I'm racist. It's not even that. They're just like rude to me just because like I'm white sometimes. Like they don't even like, you know what I mean?
I mean, like I said, it can be from a various of things, of various
Yeah.
things.
And like, dude,
But some people are just like that. Like some people just like, for example, some people just hang around the wrong people and they just end up like that, or some people just act like that just because they want to be like that. But
exactly.
let those people be them, because it's gonna bite them later in the butt in the future,
For real.
because
But also like you can't even like you can't even say something back like why are you being like rude to this like me because like to me like because then you're racist somehow. And that's the thing, like I don't even know what I was saying, but like frick, bro, I just like
it's all
brain
right.
farted.
I mean, in reality, oh look, that's a daddy long leg spider.
Most poisonous spider in the world.
They don't even have venom. They don't even bite.
No, they can't because their mouth's too small. But they are the most poisonous spider in the world.
Daddy long legs?
Yes.
No, they're not.
Look it up, bro. They are. Dead serious.
Hey Siri,
Bro, don't. My phone might freaking.
what's the most venomous spider in the world?
Let me check something real quick. Hold on.
It's the Brazilian wandering spider.
No, but they are one of them. Like, look up the daddy long legs.
Hey Siri,
Bro, stop saying that. You're gonna make my phone.
does the daddy long legs have venom or poison? They do not have venom. They don't have venom.
Nah, I guess that's just a wise tale. No, but all right. Now I just remembered it. This is what I was gonna say. So like, I don't, I don't hate black people at all, bro. I love black people. I love all people, but like, I don't like rude people, and that's what I was saying. Like, if someone's rude to me just because I'm white, like, and I do something back, they think I'm racist. I don't hate you or anything. I just don't like rude people, and I don't like people like disrespecting me just because of how I look. Like I didn't even do anything. You know what I mean?
I mean, in reality, you just gotta tune those people out.
For real.
What did Miles Morales once say?
I don't even know.
Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Bro.
Just do
That's
that.
the freaking.
Just don't.
I love that movie, but that's freaking like a corny line that everybody always says.
It's all right though. It's all right though because it's funny.
It's all right though, cause I'm gonna do my own thing.
But like, don't let others bring you down. Because then, if you let them bring you down, then basically they're winning. They're uplifting themselves. They're making themselves feel better
Yeah,
because they
exactly.
brought you down.
I mean, some people they're already down themselves because of something else, so they just want to bring other people down. They want to like put that negativity on others
Exactly.
because they're experiencing it themselves. But let's segue, bro. Like, let's talk about like, or what you were saying before. You started talking about like this community. Like, there's not many black people in
Oh
our
yeah, there's
community.
not.
Like, what have you dealt with that you feel like
I've
that
dealt
people have done? Like,
with a lot of things. Like I've
tell
dealt
some stories.
like and like this isn't like directed towards like the white community or like any white people whatsoever because I'm mixed like my mom and them. And then so like basically, I've dealt with like a lot of things down here. I've dealt with people at school just calling me the flat out N-word. This started in 6th grade, middle school. Some dude I was sitting with at lunch just called me the N-word out of nowhere. It was like I was like, okay. And then the principal found out. One of the kids at the lunch table snitched. And then my 7th grade year is when it got not too good. And then I want to say it's my 8th grade year is when it was really bad. My 8th grade year, the worst thing I'd say that happened was I was walking home from school, right? No, I wasn't walking home from school. I was walking home from the store, right? And I had a can of beans in my hand because I was making chili dogs.
Can of beans.
Chili, my bad. And so I'm like, I don't know how old she was. She sounded like a teenager, some teenage girl, we're gonna say. She rolled down her window and said the B word, and then she put the N word after it.
I don't, dude. I feel like people just like they think saying random crap like that's funny, bro. And people just freaking mess around. I don't even know.
And like I said before, nothing towards white people at all.
No, I know, bro. I know
I
you
have
don't
I
mean
have a
that.
lot of white friends. That's what basically all my friends are.
I mean, what else is there in this country town? Let's be for real, bro.
I mean, I got friends from like Granite City in like Everettsville, but I don't really see them that much.
Yeah.
But what have you dealt with? Like, have you ever been bullied down here? Like, for like you being you?
I mean, I guess we can segue off the race topic. I mean, we've got mostly what we were talking about.
Oosh.
I agree with you a lot about
My
that.
bad.
You good? I mean, mainly it's just been like people messing with me for my videos, stuff like that.
By the way,
more recently, but also like in middle school, like when I was starting it, I used to. You know what Jeffy is, don't you?
yeah,
Yeah, I was in love with that freaking crap, bro. And I started like making like stuffed animal videos too
dude.
and stuff, bro. I got messed with for that. And then one night, I like had enough of being messed with. I wish I didn't do this because I wish I could still see them. There is some like stuff that I used to make on my channel now, but I deleted them all one night because I just like had enough of it. I wish I didn't, bro.
Dalton, I
Let it
would
get
like
to
to
me.
see those videos.
I would too, bro. There's some like me and like Dylan and Schmidt that we made.
By the way, nothing's wrong with your videos. I hope you realize that. Whenever you were getting bullied on IG for that video you posted, and the whole senior class of 2024, a triad was coming after you, there was nothing wrong with what you said. You were just voicing your own opinion. And you definitely didn't word it like bad. You definitely worded it appropriately and like not directed towards because it was made about females, but like it wasn't really directed towards well, it was at the same time, but you were just talking about
I
how
didn't.
they should dress.
It kind of sounded like I was being like, "You need to do this," but
Misogynist.
I was kind of like, I was trying to like give a suggestion more.
Yeah, it was more of a suggestion. I don't know why everyone was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight Dalton," or "My girl doesn't," or all the girls were like, "You need it," and that's and no. And by the way, whoever commented in the IG thing, we can go back and look. Whoever commented, "You need to cut your grass."
Bro, those were funny. I'm not.
You need to get a life.
No, those are funny, bro.
You started nitpicking at the grass.
The other ones, like, the other ones talking about some other wild crap. Frick those. But like, the ones that like you need to cut your grass and like just
that was
stupid
crazy.
Ones like that.
That was crazy.
How, dude? That is if that's crazy, bro.
And they were
you
like,
haven't even
"You need
seen
to get a haircut."
Need a haircut. My hair's already short. I do need a haircut.
I need one too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yours is like going out on the sides. You getting a palm tree look now.
Shut up, Dalton. I let the top grow. I shave off the sides and the back. Is it all that you've dealt with down here besides being bullied? Like,
I mean, that's the main thing I've been messed with for is like that and
like
school and then
during your duration in Troy, like during your stay, have you ever like be real? Have you ever like seen or like heard like racial comments down here?
I mean, there's always people like
ignorant people.
No, there's people like that just have like edgy jokes and mess around like saying racist jokes, type stuff to their friends.
You know,
but it's not like they don't go after black people and like say stuff.
Racist jokes aren't fine, but like you can say, but like people should only say things to like a certain extent.
Wait, what? Are or aren't fine?
Huh?
Are or aren't fine?
I said they aren't fine. I said they aren't fine, but I said when they are said, they should only be said to a certain extent.
Yeah, that's why I agree.
Yeah, I think that is the Brazilian spider.
For sure, that's literally a daddy longleg.
No, it's not. Stop, because daddy longlegs are all black.
Dude, the Brazilian spider is something else, bro.
Pick him up. He's right there. He's right there.
No, I'm not touching him now, bro, because you said it's Brazilian spider.
Hey Siri.
Bro, stop saying "Hey Siri"
because you're making venomous spider in the world.
It's probably the most unorganized podcast ever. But
it's all right though.
No, I keep these raw. I'm just making sure my phone's not like picking up you saying.
It's not. It's not. Trust me. Look. I'll show you a picture. Is it still down there? Don't. I think you scared it.
Yeah, it's in the things now. All right, bro. Nobody wants to listen to this. I'm probably gonna cut some of this out. All right. What's your experience with God, like growing up?
God growing up, I grew up in a Christian household. I can't say that I've been holy my whole life because I'm human. You know, yeah, I have my flaws. My flaws. But I know I kind of am going through something right now. You know, but it's okay though because I know I'll definitely repent later.
What are you going through? What are you going through? Just
stuff like just things about myself. You know, I don't really want to get into that. But with my Christian faith, I grew up in a household where we go to church every Sunday, and on Wednesdays we used to have this Bible class thing. We used to go to those too, and then thing on like Saturdays, my great grandma, she used to be like, "Oh, Izzy, the church is having a prayer thing. I want you to come." I'll be like, "All right, sure," because I thought there'd be like other kids there. She'll be like, "Nah, it's time for you to pray." I'll be like, "What you mean?" I'll be like, "There ain't nobody other kids here." They'd be like, "Yeah, they're here, but they're praying." I'd be like, "Okay." And so I would just pray, and then I've also like, I'd say I grew up in the church. I've grew up in that church, definitely. People in my church have known my mom and have known my family since since my dad was a kid. When my dad was a boy, my dad was going into that church, and then my dad had me, and then they watched my mom pregnant with me from the beginning to now. So
that's cool, bro. That's good. Did you always understand it in church though, or did you just kind of go like just because your parents said? Like, when did you start like understanding God in that?
I started understanding really what it means to be a Christian, I'd say about 2 years ago, because whenever I was younger, I used to just be like, "Oh yeah, I understand it," and I would try, and if I couldn't understand, I'd just be like, "All right, it's whatever." But now I kind of understand it. I'm starting to learn it. I can't say I understand the whole faith because, like I said, I'm still learning about it.
Yeah, me too, bro. I'm only like a small fraction through the Bible, bro. I'm trying to figure it out.
But I learned that it's okay to make mistakes because like God or Jesus will be there to guide you in the end. And like I've also learned, I'm still kind of struggling with it to like forgive people. And like I know, what's it called? I know I'm nice to people, but like I'm not nice to like some people. Like some people I just don't treat right. And it's just because it's like it's almost like as if it's a natural habit. And this has been going on, I would say, for like years. And this is, I'm gonna tell you who this is towards. Guess who it's towards? It's not towards a friend or nobody. Just guess.
I'll cut it out, but you can tell
No,
me.
you can tell me. It's fine if you tell it. It's my younger brother. We always get into arguments. We're always fighting. Like even when he's nice, I'll just be like no, or like I'll like be mean just because.
It's human nature, bro. I mean, you remember what happened before, and it just
No, but
aggravates you
like
and
me
stuff.
though, I'm like me and him like when we argue, we like it's not like a regular argument. Like we like really really say some things.
Dang, bro. I
But
mean, dude, I feel like that's definitely gonna happen. You're with your siblings like that much, you're bound to just get like tired of each other, you know. It's hard to like forgive people for things, but like it takes time and discipline and praying to God to help you learn to forgive and that kind of thing.
I
Continue with what you're saying.
I know I know that God is with me because um whenever I usually pray and I like keep being faithful and I like keep believing, I like things start to work out in life. And then whenever I'm not praying or like I haven't gone to church for like a week or two and like I'm not being holy or doing what I should be doing or getting in trouble, I notice that like life kind of starts to go downhill. And then that's actually how I really opened up my eyes about Christianity. Like I noticed that like whatever I do as I'm told, life starts to go uphill. But whenever I'm being deceitful or despiteful or not nice, I notice that like life starts to like decline, or the like just in general, like life in general just
Yeah,
starts to
things start
decline.
not working out like they did before.
Yeah.
And I mean, God's not with you, He's not guiding you whenever you walk away from Him like that.
But that's definitely how I said 2 years ago, and I found out, I really started to understand, or I'm starting to learn about Christ. That's how I had a big reality check, because I was going through something, and I was like, I need to pray. And then whenever I started praying, started going to church, started being really faithful, um, you know, I was actually praying before I went to sleep. Um, like life started to go uphill, and I noticed that because good things were happening to me.
Hmm.
But that's that though. But now on to you. Like what's like what how
No, I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying.
yeah.
That's true. I can see that in my own life too, and I bet other people can too. But go on, what you're saying.
But how do you like what what's your experience with Christianity or faith? You got one?
Frick these skeeters. Um, I mean, I've said it before on here, but I grew up in the church too, just like you did. I didn't really understand what it meant for the longest time. It just kind of I went there because my parents told me to,
Yeah.
and I said I'm a pretty decent kid. I'll do what my parents tell me to, and I go with them. And it was just kind of a um, routine type thing until I say the last year or two. I mean, I started realizing that yeah, God's definitely probably real. I'd never really thought about it though that much because I was too caught up and busy in my life that I never really even like cared to think about it too much until a lot of like bad things kind of happened and went wrong at the same time, like beginning of the school year or so. And I don't know, I just started kind of going through a change and starting to figure out God, and then another bad thing kind of happened. I'll be completely honest. I kept snapping girls and stuff like that, and then there was just one girl I was talking to, and it was going pretty good, and it felt like the best thing, like it felt like perfect, bro. And I was like, this is great. And then not long after that, I actually prayed a prayer to God, and I said, God, if this isn't from you, then remove it from my life. And probably like, it doesn't matter, bro.
There's someone staring at us.
Who cares? Probably about a week after I prayed that, I forgot I prayed this prayer actually. I didn't even really vaguely remember until like a couple months ago. And I was like, I did pray that, didn't I? But probably like a week after I prayed that, they started being weird and just completely like ghosted me and disappeared. And I feel like that was definitely God moving when he did that because it definitely wasn't going to work out in the end. And I feel like that whole thing was God telling me, like, this is the relationship, this is the type of blessing that I could have, but I'm not ready yet. Because when I found them, I was still snapping girls, I was still being lustful, I was still being stupid. And then after that, it put me in a pretty bad place, and I was still snapping girls and being stupid again for a while until I finally decided that I'm tired of being I'm tired of being like this, bro. Like, I'm just a loser. I'm not who I want to be, and I keep going and doing the things, the evil that I don't want to do. So I finally just cold turkey quit snapping girls. I took a bunch of times. I kept going off Snap, deleting Snap for a while, and taking breaks from it, and just cutting it out completely. Because I mean, when I had Snapchat, it was just like uh, a source there for me to snap a bunch of girls and sin and stuff, and it wasn't good for me. And then I started reading my Bible more, and then now to where I am recently, finding God more. And I always wanted to make content, and then it kind of guided me to making content about God so that I can spread the message to other people, but also learn from other people what it's all about. So that's where I am now.
It's good though. It's very good. Um, I would definitely say that what you just said was definitely true. Whenever you said God was moving in your life and you saw it and you felt it, that's definitely true. That's how I felt whenever life was going uphill and downhill and stuff like that for me. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure others would feel like that too. I'm sure that most people feel like a lift or they feel some sort of like change in their life whenever God is moving. They'll be like, "Oh wow, these people, I was with these people. Wow, no way." And they'll feel some sort of type of way. And they'll be like, "Was I really like that?" And they'll like look back and they'll be like, "Man, I should never been with that group of kids, or I should never done this, or
Exactly.
stuff like that."
It's not it's not a coincidence when things work out in certain ways. It's definitely God moving. And don't think people shouldn't think that, I mean, when you find God and you're with God, things aren't always going to be happy dandy great. I mean, there's going to be rough times through God too, like tests and stuff, and
Yeah.
test your loyalty. I mean, God's going to put you through rough times too so that you can learn something, for sure. Something you told me was that, I mean, you don't really have social media. You've never really used social media. You have TikTok
Only
though,
TikTok.
so that's probably one of the worst ones that you could have. But
No,
like,
it's not. I'm telling you, Snapchat. Snapchat's where so much drama goes down
I
there.
think Snapchat.
Instagram. It's definitely Instagram.
Actually, no, I think Snapchat is definitely the worst. Instagram's super chill,
But it
unless you
depends.
actually,
It
unless you
depends.
actually post things and do things.
But it also depends on what your For You page is, though. It also depends.
It can, because I would say there is some things that are useful on TikTok, but I feel like you just get sucked and addicted into that scrolling. So that's why I stay away from it. I just use it to try and create, or
You
I
say
haven't.
Aura?
No, or uh,
Oh, okay. I thought you said
no,
Aura.
no, bro, shut the frick. I don't even know what that means, bro, because I don't be scrolling actually.
Aura. By the way, those who don't know, Aura is like this,
Dude, I
like
think people know.
it's like a life point thing, basically.
I kind of understand what it means now, but
It's like
what I was saying,
it's a respect level.
I haven't scrolled in a while, but like when I would more recently, I would use it to try and find inspiration for videos. But what I was getting at about you, bro, everybody hears from me all the time, but I get different guests to learn about them, not me. But why'd you not get on social media, and like how is your life like compared to other people like using it, like that type of thing? Like,
Well, we did have social media. My brother used to have Snapchat whenever he was younger, and then like we just like saw some things on there that we didn't like, and so my mom was like, "No social media,
like
like
what'd you
no
see?
like girls." Like my mom was like, "No, no girls," and then she like saw drama and stuff like that. But
So your parents don't want you to have it? Is that why?
no, but definitely when I get older and whenever they feel as if we'll be able to like handle it appropriately one day, then that's when we'll be able to do it, or just when we're grown.
I low key respect that, dude. Like when I have kids,
I
like
really don't care either.
I want, yeah, for real, that's good. I want to keep my kids away from some of this stuff, bro, because
I feel
what it
as
makes
if
people into.
I feel as I feel as if the only good platform of social media is Facebook.
Debatable, bro. Some of them moms fighting on them
Some of the
comments, bro. It gets
moms,
wild.
but I say definitely the worst social media platform is Twitter. Twitter.
I hear
Dude,
you.
you can look up and find anything on Twitter.
No, I don't know. I've never used Twitter, but I feel like now after Elon's kind of shut down the censoring stuff, I feel like it's turned less into a war zone. I feel like it's kind of been. I haven't heard anything much about it anymore. I mean, probably just because the news doesn't want to cover it because they're mad that now they censor people. But
Yeah.
it's probably that because they don't want people to use the app because people can actually say what they want to say. And my opinion, like I get that these companies own these apps, but when everybody's using it and it's low key like our way to connect, and it's low key like public type stuff. Like I feel like people should be able to say what they want.
But the reason why I do not have social media besides TikTok is I just use TikTok or like YouTube. I'll just use both.
Mm-hmm.
I just use it mainly like I like to watch a lot of cooking videos. I like to
Cooking
cook.
videos? You
Yeah.
do? That's cool. I need to learn how to cook.
I want to be a chef. I can cook a lot of good things.
Oh yeah, you told me that you want to be a private chef.
Yeah, I do want to be a chef. I want to go to culinary school. I want to major in culinary.
Do you cook with your mom?
No, I cook for myself. I cook for any. Well, I sometimes I'll
What
cook for like
got
my
you into
siblings.
cooking? Like,
I don't know. My whole family cooks. Like my dad knows how to. My dad was a chef. My mom can cook because my grandma taught her how to cook. Because my mom didn't know how to cook.
got an aunt on you.
But I just grew up in the kitchen as well. It's just standing there by the stove watching grandma cook, or mom, or aunt, or dad, or uncle, or cousin, or just anybody for real. I just grew up standing by the stove and observing. And then one day I was like, "Be with me here." One day I was like, I want to learn how to cook fried chicken. And
Yeah.
basically,
Hey, I'm not laughing, bro. I'm not
I got it
racist.
right on my first time, but I had my dad guide me. And this was last year. No, this was this year. This recently, I just learned how to cook. Maybe it was last year, either or, but I just know how to cook fried chicken. And I don't know why. I was just like, I want to give it a try. And then most people are like, it's not that
So
hard.
that was the first thing you cooked?
No.
I was gonna say that's a difficult thing to cook for your first thing.
My first thing I've ever cooked, I don't remember which one it was or what type of cut it was. It was like a pretty big piece of steak. Start off with steak, migrated to ribs, and then chicken.
I mean, most people start with just mac and cheese or something, but you went
I tried to
straight to
make big
steak.
mac and cheese, and it went horribly.
Really? Wait, baked mac and cheese?
You've never had baked mac and cheese?
That sounds pretty good.
You've never had
I
it?
think I have. Yeah, I definitely have.
But here's the thing, though. You gotta have it the way my aunt makes it, dude. It's so good. Oh my god.
What's in it?
It's regular mac and cheese.
Oh, I didn't know if she had some sort of casserole type, like she put special stuff on
No!
there.
Ew! Casserole?
You don't like casseroles?
No! It's disgusting.
What's gross about it?
I don't know. It's just I've never liked the casserole. Like my family likes casseroles. I don't like casserole.
I feel like a casserole is like anything, like any food just mashed together with some sort of bread stuff as a
Yeah.
casserole.
Fried chicken casserole, guys. Let's put that together. Red's casserole.
What's in fried chicken casserole?
I don't know. I guess breadcrumbs and chicken.
Bro, that'd be nasty. You better take the bones off the chicken too.
No, we gotta leave those in there.
Okay.
I need it.
Yummy.
But I don't got social media. It's whenever my parents were like, "No, we're not gonna do it." It was definitely a big help in our life because they don't have to worry about drama. They don't have to worry about looking at my phone. They don't have to worry about looking at anything because they know I don't have it, and I just know that I don't get put into drama. Like unless somehow someone gets my number and they just start randomly texting me or I get messaged on TikTok.
I'm gonna
like
put
I
your
have
number
before.
on the screen right now.
Yeah. By the way, my number is 618-917-7434.
Okay, we're good, bro. We're good.
But yeah. I would say.
Were you mad at first though when your parents were like, no social media?
I didn't care.
Really?
I did not care.
At the same time, I feel like I'd be. What's up?
Because I was a YouTube kid. I would like sit there. I used to be an anime kid.
Really?
I used to be one of those kids. I used to sit in my living room or in my room or at the kitchen. And I used to literally sit there and watch Naruto. And I didn't even know. My uncle just was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna put on a TV show." And we were like, "Okay." Started watching Naruto. I got hooked.
Bro.
But that's one reason why I didn't really care because I was a big YouTube kid.
I got you.
There was like really no fighting whenever they said it. I don't know how. I can't speak for Tashawn because I don't know how he felt. I know like my brother and sister, they were like, they didn't really have electronics to like have a saying.
Yeah.
But
I used to like be kind of annoyed, but like I really respect my parents for what they're doing now. Cause like, dude, I was so stupid in middle school. You know, I'll have to bring this sometime on a future podcast or something. I found this journal. I used to want to be like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, so I have a couple journals that I wrote in.
Do you still have them?
Yes.
Dude, I gotta see these.
I was actually like a brat, bro. Like terrible. Like I'm talking brat, bro. And I would get so mad because my parents like they would always like watch my phone and stuff and look at it, and I kind of understand it because I just wish they would trust me. But like the way I acted, bro, like
they had a child monitor thing on there.
No, they would just like my mom would just be like, "Let me see your phone" or something like that.
Oh.
And like I mean, I can't even blame them now looking back for looking at it because like, bro, why wouldn't they check it? Like, dude, back in middle school, I used to like talk to these freaking emo girls and crap that were like talking about killing themselves and all this stuff. So like, yeah, why wouldn't they monitor it, bro? Like, yeah, that's another problem with social media, bro. Freaking get into some weird stuff, bro.
Don't get into weird stuff.
Don't. I mean, it's hard to, and when you're that young and you don't even know what you're doing, and you got social media, because it's a lot at your fingertips. Not even gonna lie,
man. Social media. I really don't care. I don't even think I'm gonna download Snapchat for in the future. Maybe I might. I might only do it. I don't know why for real. Because there's like sports group chats. That's most likely the only reason why I'll ever get. Unless if we like got each other's numbers and stuff like that, that would be the only reason why I got Snapchat.
People just kind of like it because like nobody uses iMessage group chats anymore because like Snapchat group chats are like I don't know. I guess they're easier. They're kind of nicer to use.
Yeah.
Send pics easier and stuff. I mean like I like it for the aspect of just like snapping my friends or my cousins that like live out of state and stuff and just like seeing what they up to. But like the people who just like snap a million girls and people that just send like ceilings, bro, like just delete it, bro. It's just like it's such a waste of time and stupid.
Only reason why I would say I would also get Snapchat is for the filters.
Yeah, they're kind of funny, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's the only reason why. If I'm bored, I'm like.
They used to be so like stupid though until they like let people make their own filters and like put them in the app. Like they used to just be the dog and like the stupid ones, but like now,
like the dog lick face or like the hearts or the dots on your face.
Yeah, now they have like these rotten faces that are like low-key funny as dog.
You got like old people face or baby face.
Yeah, those ones are good. I mess with those.
Man. Ooh.
Do you think like I was just thinking about this morning? Random question. Do you think like poop gets moldy?
Bro, Dalton, you can't say that.
I just left the gym like this morning. I got
No,
home.
no, you can't say that.
No, like
Listen,
there's no nutrients in poop. Like
yes,
it's
there
already
is.
like
Yes, there is.
digested.
Yes,
Not
there is.
really. Your
Yes,
body
there
already
is.
digested it.
Listen, for those who don't know, you know that gorillas eat their own poop, right?
Oh well, yeah, I know. I used to watch my grandma's iPad. I used to look up like gorillas like eating each
You're
other's poop.
weird.
No, like they
You're
like
weird.
it was funny because they'd start throwing it, and then like the baby ones would sit by mama's butt, and they'd start like pulling it out, bro, and they'd eat it.
Well,
Some
it's
weird crap,
because in the poop there's salt and there's undigested food in there, and there's like it's also like just good nutrients.
bro. So you eat poop?
No, I'm just saying that's why some animals do it, like gorillas.
You're making noise when you touch that.
It started to fall. It started to fall. I had to
It's
fix it.
fine. It could probably, but
Well, you wanted
like
to be at my stomach.
yeah, sure. So I can hear you fart.
I can't fight right now.
Why? All right, thanks, bro. It probably didn't even hear it.
Man, can we see Ranger after this?
Sure. Some other weird topic I just thought of. Like, do you believe in ghosts?
Define ghost.
Like,
A spirit or a ghost?
it's kind of like the same thing almost.
There's a difference.
How?
Like, think about it. What's the difference between a ghost and a demon?
I mean, a demon's a fallen angel.
A demon is an evil spirit, not just an angel. A spirit or a demon are technically the same thing. They can be anything. Good, bad, angel, demon. Well, that was pretty hard.
Dude, I didn't even get it either.
Dude, look at your legs. Oh my god.
Hurt that thing.
But they're the same thing. They can be anything. They can take any shape or form. They can be anything. They can take on the form of you and me. They can let people see them or not see them. I agree. I think they are real. That the Bible says so. If the Bible says it's real,
Yeah, I think
then
fallen
they're
angels
real.
are real, but I don't know about ghosts anymore because my dad. I was talking.
Ghosts aren't real.
I was talking to my dad about this, but like whenever like it says in the Bible a lot, like whenever we die, we don't go to like purgatory or these other places they make up. Like we go straight to heaven or hell. There's no time that we sit around spending on this earth. So like any fallen angel or anything that looks like your dead grandpa, like it's probably like a demon like imitating them.
It's most likely it's trying to draw you in. Like, I remember this was, I don't know if this was my 7th or 8th grade year. I think it was my 7th grade year. I had a really bad dream, right? So, and my mom and dad were like, "Oh, this is definitely God talking to you." So basically, and this is real. I had, I was dreaming, right? But it was, like sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
That's what was going on, basically.
dude, I had that like 2 times.
And like I was just sitting there, like laying down. I can't move. I'm just like, I really wouldn't say I'm anxious. It's like I'm just like so calm. I'm like so at ease. I'm like, but I can't speak or move. And then like on the back of my neck, I can feel something like breathing heavy, like really, like I can like feel their like mouth, like breathing on
That's
me.
freaking creepy,
And I
bro.
woke up crying, and like people are like, "Oh, you cried because of the dream." Like I don't like I just cried because like it was definitely a evil spirit and stuff like that. And my mom and dad were like, "Oh yeah, it most likely was. It was like God was trying to tell you or show you something." Um, and like my dad had a dream like that, but his was the rapture. He had a
Really?
dream about the rapture.
That's creepy, bro.
My dad said that one day he said God spoke to him and said, like the world was ending, and God spoke to my dad and said, "Get the most two holy women you know and take them to the church." And that was my nana on my grandma's side and my grandma Laura or Lara.
Saying to do that like when he woke up.
No, this was like all in the dream. He's envisioning all of this. And he said that he got my grandma Laura and my nana, and they were at the church preaching. Two people preaching. And he said, pray. And like my dad was praying. And like right before and he said that like basically he felt like whenever the dream cut off, he said like that's like whenever like the rapture like had begun. Or like he died in the rapture.
Hmm. Wait, like he didn't make it, or he got taken by God?
It just cut off. It literally like I don't. I swear that's exactly what my dad told me.
That's creepy, bro. I don't know a whole lot about the rapture.
The rapture is
My
going to be
dad
the return of
believes.
Christ.
Yeah, I know. My dad believes in a lot, but like no,
But
like I know essentially what it is, but I haven't read. I haven't got to read
what do
about it
you
in the Bible yet.
tell me what you think and what you know the rapture is or what it's about?
It's like the people, like Jesus comes back, and then like the people who are of God are taken up with him, while then everybody else stays here, and then there's like a 7 year tribulation, like terrible things that happen. Isn't that right?
No one really knows how long it's going to last. But I'll tell you exactly what it says biblically. It says in the Bible, it says that God will come back for those who serve. And I'm quoting, so I don't exactly know off the top of my head. It said that, and then it said, the beast will be let loose.
The
The
beast.
beast is,
It's like the devil.
yes, or Satan, because the Satan and devil are apparently two different people, but one of those two.
What?
Yeah. And then it says in the Bible, it says something about a white horse and like a black horse or something like that are
I've
gonna
heard
like
somebody
ride
say something
around.
like that.
Huh?
It's like a figure of speech type thing. Like there's like
The beast. It says the
the
beast is
whole.
gonna let loose and the beast is gonna go crazy, which means like
Is that in
like
Revelation or what is that?
I don't remember, but like I remember I was like telling my dad, I'm like my dad's like, oh yeah, when God says this, he says he's gonna let Satan do whatever he wants on the earth. He said he's gonna let Satan have his own free will on the earth. He says he's gonna let him do whatever he wants, how he wants it, and how he likes it. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He's like, Israel, for example, if I was left behind on earth and and like that he got loose, he said he has all rights to do whatever he wants. He said God's not gonna save me. He said God's not gonna listen to me. He said only thing that's gonna happen is me being tortured. And like and this is like whenever I was younger, but he kind of like sweetened it different. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically like rewording it, and I'm like, oh, like okay, and I'm like, oh, that's not that big of a deal now. But like whenever you like study the Bible and you like look into it, like whenever like what it really means,
Mm-hmm.
it's like really scary.
Yeah, it
Because think
is.
about it, you do not want to be left behind. The moment you hear those trumpets, I feel like the moment you hear those trumpets, you know where you're gonna go. It's not like, oh well, I did good here and I did good there, but I did bad here and I did a little bit there. No. It says in the Bible you cannot go to heaven with the sin. All like you have to be clean. And as
I
you
mean, Jesus cleans us through his resurrection.
well, that's all also we have to pray for forgiveness because we keep
Exactly.
saying over and over.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then we would all go to heaven.
Yeah, exactly. But like
But
you have to actually accept it and believe in it.
because in the it's not real love. I feel Jesus would say, whenever you ask for forgiveness, it's not real love, or it's not faithful, or if it's not true. I feel that's exactly
Yeah,
how he
God
would say it.
judges your heart for sure.
He judges your heart, and I feel like that's the only. He doesn't really look back on your life. He just judges your heart. Like for example, like whenever I was younger, whenever like my grandma would be like, "Oh, Jesus judges your heart," I used to be like, "Oh, so he like weighs it. And if it goes down, then I go to hell. But if it goes up, then I go to heaven." But
What
now
does
I
that
know
even
what it
mean, bro?
means. It's not what that means.
Like if your heart is heavy, what does
If
that
if
mean,
your
bro?
heart is heavy, then you go to hell.
But
Because
you actually
because
don't. What the
because look,
frick?
because if your heart is heavy, it's full of sin, and it goes down because it's full and it's pulling you down. You're gonna go to hell because sin's pulling you down.
That's low key. That's
Because if your heart is clean and it's pure and it's empty, you're gonna go up. There's gonna be no weight pulling you down. You're gonna go up to heaven. That's exactly how I used to envision things. And then my grandma, I
that's
wouldn't.
smart.
She used to be like, "Oh, hope you know, Israel. Every time you do something bad, God writes it down on a piece of paper." I should be like, "No way, really?" She'd be like, "Yeah." I used to be terrified. I used to be terrified.
He's not Santa Claus, bro.
He's
God
not. He's something greater than Santa Claus. That's for sure.
exactly. But God doesn't. He doesn't look at what you do wrong. He looks at, like you said, he looks at your heart. He doesn't look at all the bad things you did, because if you accept that Jesus died on the cross and all the bad things you did, it doesn't matter. If you turn to God and you believe in your heart, in Jesus and what he did for you and what he teaches, then
And I feel like God has definitely spoken. Every person on this earth has definitely heard of God. Unless you like
live on like
were
north,
abandoned and you like if you've been like out like isolated from people your whole life.
like those Indian people in North Sentinel Island.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like if they don't know about Christ, but like in the Bible it says if you get an opportunity to know him, then you should know him.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do not want to not know him. You want to know him. You want to know everything about him.
Well, you want him to know you.
Well, you want both.
Exactly.
You want to be able to know what God wants from you. In order to know that, you have to know him.
But you gotta, I mean, the demons even know God. You gotta follow him too.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And for some of like the atheists out there, when they're like, "Oh, God's not true," Satan wouldn't even say that thing. Satan, I'm sure he would like say like that on like a Ouija board. People are like, "Oh, is God real? Is heaven real?" And it's like, no, you know. But I'm sure Satan like wouldn't even dare say something like that.
No, because he's scared to death of God.
Exactly.
Freaking runs from him.
But the rapture, when it happens, I can't say I won't care because I will care. Because in the Bible it says that there's going to be gashing or bashing of teeth. Gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, it's like spelled G-N.
Gnashing of teeth.
Gashing.
Did you know that at one of Travis Scott's concerts do you know like about the 9 layers or the 9 rings of hell?
Mm-mm.
There's like 9 layers to heaven. Like the bottom is where like the worst thing is. Like there's like levels to it. Like each one has like a certain
Is
torture
that really
for
biblical
certain
though?
sins.
Like, does it say that in the Bible?
I think so. I mean, we can look it up.
I don't know.
You want to look it up?
Yeah, you can if you want to. I've never heard about that.
Where in the Bible does it talk about the 9 layers of hell? In the Bible, it does say that there's levels of hell.
Really?
Because each sin is going to have a certain torture. Because think about
like he
it.
says in the Bible, like he says like a lot of metaphorical things, but I feel like what hell really is, it's not exactly a lake of fire, but it's just separation from God. You're out in like utter darkness away from God.
In the lake of fire, do you really know what the lake of fire is? The lake of fire is where I would say like I feel that there is a lake of fire. There's going to be people burning in hell. There's going to be torture in hell. There's going to be gnashing of teeth. But when people say, "Oh, there's probably not a real lake of fire," there most definitely is. Why is God going to say you're going to burn the lake of fire for no reason? Because God has no reason to lie to us. God is here to tell us
but I think Jesus.
truth.
I mean, Jesus says a bunch of metaphors and stuff, so I feel like they mean other things.
But whenever he says those metaphorical things, he's doing what God is telling him to do. He says what he knows. He says what he knows.
That's true. Yeah, there could be. I've also heard people say that it's like, I mean, are they going to be annihilated in the lake of fire? I don't know, because then that would be.
I wouldn't say they'll be annihilated because you can't die. You won't die.
Yeah, you're already gone.
Because it's just gonna be constant torture. There's gonna be no sleeping. There's gonna be no.
But I've heard
breaks.
you've been away from people, like you're away from everybody else too. Like you're alone too. You're not just with everybody else down there.
I mean, yeah.
You're separated. Separated from God. You're separated from everybody. That's what I think. I don't know. I've heard a lot of interpretations of it.
Growing up, my grandma was like, she said, "Israel, you know that if we both go to heaven," she said, "you know that you won't know me, right?"
What do you mean?
Like my grandma used to like say this thing like, when we die and we go to heaven, or if you go to heaven, she's like, you don't remember your family. Like you don't remember
That's if
anybody.
you go to hell, you don't remember anybody.
You don't have any remembrance besides
Or
I
no,
want to say your
no.
sins, like your worst memories in life.
No, it's if your family members. It says this in Revelation. It says like that your family members that don't make it, or people that you know that don't make it and they go to hell, you don't remember them. That's what it says.
Man. Really? Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I mean, it puts into perspective that we need to spread the word too.
Most definitely.
Like,
And that's why we're
imagine-
making this video.
Exactly, bro. I mean, just imagine your friends that like do wild crap and like like they're not on the right path like right now. Imagine like just forgetting they ever existed. Like
Be like, man, did I have any friends in high school? That'd be pretty crazy if you knew everybody in high school and they all went to hell. Be like, did I have friends in high school? No, I never had a friend in high school. That would be wild.
I don't even know. I don't, who even knows, bro? I mean, we're gonna be completely like in a different body and stuff.
He says we're gonna get a new body.
Yeah. So I don't know if, like you said. I mean, I feel like we'll remember our life for sure, but
We're most likely gonna live. We're
I
gonna
don't think.
remember our life, but I don't think we're gonna remember the bad parts. I think we remember all the good times that happened in life, or all of our core
I feel like
memories.
we'll remember our struggles and stuff because that's what made us who we are. And
I feel like
I feel like we
I think we're
just
gonna
won't.
have our full memory.
I feel like we just won't remember those people like it says.
I think
That's
that's the
what I'll
only
take
thing
it
that we're
for.
gonna forget in life,
Yeah.
besides our sins. Because think about it: if you
Because
pray,
they're forgiven. It's not like we're gonna dwell on it when we're in heaven.
exactly, you're not gonna remember that.
Do you think we're in like the end times?
We most definitely are.
My dad always says that, but
We are.
I feel like we're in the beginning of the end times.
We're in the beginning, because in the Bible it says like all these things that are going on, like for like all these celebrities that we're finding out who support the devil and are doing all these rituals and are doing this other stuff.
Yeah.
Like I want to say what like the top the top artists apparently are like Travis Scott,
Hold on, go back. That you were talking about the. I actually,
the Travis Scott
I actually
concert.
was like he was one of my favorite rappers, and like I don't really listen to a lot of rap anymore, but like I really liked him. I thought he was a pretty good guy. But so like, what were you talking about like with this concert?
So with his concert, the way it was, right? So like his stage is in the middle, right? But it's like layers, right? Like circles. And at the bottom,
But bro, that's like how a concert's set up.
no.
Like that's how it.
So the way it was, it's like think of it like this, right? Let me see your cup, right? Think of it like this, right? He was at the bottom, but it was like this. It was literally shaped like this, right? Because you know how like most concerts are in like a hockey stadium, or they're like on a stage and everybody else is this way, or
You sure,
like
bro? That's kind of how it was from the pictures I saw. Like there was a stage in the middle, and then like people like.
no. So the way it was, people were like at the bottom and like at the top. They were all around, but Travis Scott was like in the dead center. And like the way it looked just like the map. It said there'd be 9 layers. There were like, I think there were like more than it, but the way it was like, the way it looked and the way it was like described and the images I was looking, I was like, it was because if you don't know, Travis Scott is affiliated with all that demonic things.
Are you sure, bro?
You didn't
I
know
don't
that?
know.
Yes,
No,
he
but
is.
like what you're saying about that, like I don't even
Yes,
know.
it is. Look, he
Bro,
like
there's a lot of
listen,
concert things that are like that. Like, dude, think of like the Enterprise Center.
listen.
Like, it's like that too, bro.
But the Enterprise Center isn't really like that though, because the Enterprise Center is like this. It's more long wise. It's like
There's other
it was
theater
like a
things with a circle in the middle, and they go out, bro. Like, continue with what you're saying, but I don't know. I feel
it's
like that's a lot of
but
conspiracy
like
stretching.
if you saw it, like it was if you would have to see it to believe it. But like like his like Astroworld album where his mouth is open like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the Bible, I think in the Bible there's like a picture or something. I remember looking at it and like I like looked it up and they're like other like famous people pointed out. They're like, oh Travis Scott. And like basically in the Bible, there's like in the background, there's like a big head, right? It's like mouth is open and there's people walking into it. And then and Travis Scott's Astroworld album,
Wait, so what even is that in the Bible? What do you mean? Is that supposed to be like?
it's apparently like in hell, how like there's like there's like a lot of like weird things, like weird images, and that was one of them in the image I saw.
What are
And
these images from? Who made them? What are you talking about?
like how like people like describe hell, like if like God gives them a vision or they seen it or they say
Mm-hmm.
people like say that, and then like that image was in someone's description, and then someone famous, I don't remember who it was, but it was like years ago. They were like, "Oh wait, this kind of looks like the Travis Scott's what Ousterwood album," And basically what it was is, like I said, it was like a big head that had its mouth open and people were walking into it, and there's like a light shining out. What is Travis Scott's new album, like the album Astroworld? What is it? It's a big golden head with its mouth open and people are walking into it. And then the concert was the lights. And then you know how people died at
There
that
was people
concert?
stabbing them with drugs and stuff,
Yeah, there.
and then
No,
trampled and
I think
different
there was like a
stuff.
shooting or something like that. Like people were like trampled and stuff
No,
like
people were
that.
trampled, but there no, they were trampled. But then there was people with drugs who were injecting them with drugs and stuff in the crowd, and they couldn't really do anything. It
Apparently,
was overcrowded. It was the
but
main
they
thing.
said that that was a ritual. And then there's also a big thing that goes around. There's this thing. I think it was Cat Williams or someone. I don't remember off the top of my head. They said there's this thing called a humiliation ritual. It's where you get fame, you get popularity, but at the cost of being humiliated. Like, no, you know the Island Boys, right? You know, whenever they did you see that video of them kissing each other?
Yeah,
What
heard of it.
they got a lot of shame, but they grew a lot more like people, like a lot more viewers and stuff like that. And like you know how like Doja Cat was like, do you know Doja Cat?
Yeah, she's gone completely satanic
Do you
crazy.
know how she said, "Oh, I'm a devil" and stuff like that, and how
Yeah,
she like dressed up as like a black demonic entity?
yeah.
She got backlash for that, but she grew more like followers and more viewers and more fame from that. And basically, that's like what like, a lot of like rappers are doing. And like, you know what like the new like theory is
Mm.
that's going on? They're saying that there's another humiliation ritual going on between Kendrick Lamar
And
and
Drake.
Drake. Dude, if because Drake got humiliated talking about how he likes girls, and you remember the thing? They say that was a humiliation ritual as well. But like, dude, I just saw a cicada do a swanton bomb down here.
I've been hearing them. No, but I know what you're talking about. There's definitely some weird crap that goes on with Hollywood and
Most
the
definitely.
music industry. You're not wrong. I don't know about Travis, though. Maybe,
Travis Scott,
but
yes.
I don't know, bro.
Yes.
What about Utopia, bro? He sings about God and stuff on that a bit, but
Let me tell you this. For example, a lot of people in this world are Christians, right? And like not all like a lot of people
a lot of
listen to
people
rap.
say they're Christian.
But like think about this way, right? Think about this way. I'm gonna give you perspective. Let's say I'm your favorite artist, right? And I do like demonic things, like I do rituals and stuff like that. But like Lil Nas X, for example, you remember how he was like how he's like had that
He went
real
on
like
that demon arc.
yeah and
Yeah,
stuff like that, and he had like that video with him like on the devil and stuff like that,
twerking and crap.
and then he starts singing about God. That's sugarcoating. He's distracting people from the fact that he made those videos. He's pulling people towards, oh, yeah,
I think
guys,
he's mocking God too, though.
he is mocking God. A lot of rappers or people in the Hollywood or music industry, a lot of people mock God.
Hmm.
Like, did you know that? Did you hear about that Brazil parade? And they're like mocking God.
Oh yeah, and then the next day the street was like completely annihilated.
Yeah, that same. Yeah, think about it. That like what goes on, but like back to like the rapper thing. Like I can like, let's say I'm your favorite artist, and you're like, oh, he wouldn't do anything like that. Like the Juice World thing. Remember the Juice World thing? How the
I
I
didn't
did.
really like him.
Yeah,
I
I don't
didn't
know
keep
if
up
you
with
knew,
him.
but there's like someone's like on a balcony and they like recorded him doing a ritual. Candles out there on the beach and everything. He did a ritual to get
Really?
yes. And then he's like he like talks about God and stuff, and then somehow he just magically OD'd like a couple
Hmm.
months later.
I think people also like they do the devil stuff to get fame and get the benefits temporarily. I mean, their punishment's coming later,
Yeah,
but then they also like throw out a little bit of God stuff to just, like you said, distract from it, but also appeal to a larger audience. They're appealing to everybody. They're trying to get everybody and
exactly.
like hide too, hide from what they're really up to.
We've been out here for 3 hours.
No way. It's 12:21. Dang.
It's 12:31.
Honestly, I think it's been a pretty good one.
This is a good
Unless,
podcast.
unless you have anything else you'd like to say, but I feel like we're kind of coming to an end a little bit.
I want to say, treat people how you want to be treated. I'm definitely going to work on this. I'm going to treat people how I
Golden
want to be
rule.
treated. Go to Israel Rodgers. Follow me on TikTok. But I want to say, don't get pulled into other people's drama. Don't get pulled into their mess. If they say, hey, bro, or hey, I need you to help me with this, just say no. And if they ask why, tell them why. Because you don't want to be brought up in that drama. And then, for example, let's say your friend was like, oh, hey, help me, talk to this dude. And you, threaten him, and he ends up, committing suicide or something like that. And they can go back and look at those chats and be like, oh, Israel and Dalton were in there. And Dalton joined because Israel asked him to, but Dalton was talking to him too, so Dalton's also going to be held accountable. You do not want to be pulled into things like that. You want to be pulled into things like, hey, bro, I need your help with something. And then it'd be something positive, like as if they needed to talk to you about an issue or they have a question. Those are the kind of things that you want to be brought into. You don't want to be brought into drama, and especially things that could lead to tragic events. I definitely say don't ever do that. I've definitely experienced it. I'm sure you have too. Being pulled into drama.
Sucked into things you shouldn't be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
hey, I mean, like my whole message of the last podcast I just did, surrounding yourself with the right people.
Exactly.
I mean, you should back your brothers, but make sure you're backing people that are actually good people.
And so the biggest thing I would say that happens in life whenever you surrender your life to God and you actually listen, what he will do is he will cut people off. He will cut people off. My other pastor at my church said there's this thing. They're called roots and they're called accomplices or acquaintances or friends. He said a root is someone who sticks by you through bad, through good, through worse, and through evil. And those are the people you want to surround yourself with. Acquaintances are friends or people who you joke and giggle with, but don't really, hang out with one another, or they don't really stick by your side whenever you need them to. Those are the people you don't want to be with. The people who you want to be with are the roots. You want to be with people who are going to be together and come together and do videos like this, or friends who are going to have each other's back through anything. You want to have someone who's not going to switch up on you. We're going to have someone who's going to be, just there for you, just because. Those are the people who you need to be with. Those are the people who you want to be with. Sure, they are, but you need to be with these people because if you're not, things are going to start looking bad for you. Things might even take a turn. Your life can go from uphill real quick to downhill because you don't have roots in your life.
Definitely.
Those good people. Because if you keep surrounding yourself by acquaintances, you're gonna notice. You're gonna notice very quickly, based off of how they act. You're gonna be like, hey, I need to talk to you about this, and they're gonna be like, oh no, sorry, I can't talk right now. And you're like, oh, well, it's urgent, it's really serious, and they're like, oh, I don't, I still can't. But if you have a root and you say that to them, if I texted Dalton tonight and I was like, hey, I really need to talk to you about a family issue or a friend or something in life, I'm sure that Dalton would pick up and he would text me
you gotta
back.
call me twice though, because I'm
Exactly.
gonna be asleep probably.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
But it's okay though, because I know that Dalton's gonna be there for me if I have a question or if I need him for some sort of comfort or anything. Those are the people who you need to be with in life. You don't want to be with acquaintances. Sure, you might want to have an acquaintance or two, but don't surround yourself with them. It's good to put them in a mixture with roots, but it's not good to have only acquaintances.
That's true, bro. That's very true. Well, Israel, thank you for joining me on here and coming in this weird spot I found off the bike trail.
We'll definitely have to come back here again. We gotta make another one before you leave. I want to make another one with
I'm
you.
down. I'm down.
You said the weekends when you're leaving?
Well, next week sometime probably. But
Okay.
I don't know. Sometime. But
Man.
thank you for joining me, bro. Appreciate it.
Real talk.
Real talk. I thought I was gonna do a handshake.
It's all right.
Let me make sure this thing didn't. Let's go.
It didn't die.